I'm Nintendo.
And I'm Sega.
This is Console Wars!
Today, we're doing a game based on one of the best cartoons of the 90s.
Finally! We've been waiting forever to do an episode on Batman.
No, it's not Batman. Put your Nintendo shirt back on.
Okay. What is it then? Animaniacs? Tiny Toons? Care Bears? Captain Planet? Darkwing Duck? Tailspin? DuckTales? Rocko's Modern Life?
It's Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, that show.
What? You love that show. Remember when we were gonna make that show that was similar?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. The Red and Stimpy show is a Nickelodeon cartoon. It focused on the adventures of a Chihuahua Ren Hoek and a cat, Stimpy. Throughout its run, the show is controversial for its off-color humor, sexual innuendos, and violence. Critics claim that it paved the way for satirical animated shows that followed. The show lasted 5 seasons. In 2003, it was even briefly brought back to TV with Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon.
Ren and Stimpy was on everything. Shirts, toys, comics, and of course, video games. The Super Nintendo alone had 4 different games within the span of a year. The 2 games we're looking at today are Time Warp for Super Nintendo and Stimpy's Invention for Sega Genesis. Which game's better? Let's find out.
Sega's graphics are so good, you're gonna be crying. Characters are a spinning image of what's on the TV show. Not just Ren and Stimpy, but fan favorites as well. And look at these levels. They're right out of the show. And talk about smooth character animations.
I wanted to show you my game, but I can't find it on... Oh wait, that is my game. I'm sorry. I thought that was the original cartoon show. My graphics are so good that sometimes I get confused. Boy, is my face red. Do I gotta say it? Characters look like they're right out of the cartoon show. The other characters from the show look great too. And look at these levels. They're just what the doctor ordered. They just get weirder and weirder, which is great. And look at these character animations. They're right out of the show. Now you can understand my confusion.
I hate to say it, but, choppy. If there's too much action on the screen, the game gets choppy. Never happens on Sega.
Choppy schmoppy. You're just nitpicking because you know my game has the better graphics. If you really look at the graphics, you can see Super Nintendo has slightly more detail. There's also slightly better character animation in Super Nintendo. Unlike your game, my game has 3D effects. It's pretty close, but with more detail in 3D, graphics go to Nintendo.
Made one graphics, presentation is mine. I got a nice cutscene for the intro that sets the story in motion. It tells you that the goal of the game is to collect pieces of Stimpy's invention and turn it off. There's also a sweet ending. Did somebody say they like karaoke?
What? That ending doesn't even have anything to do with the story. Super Nintendo's presentation is gonna put you to shame. My game also has an intro. Ren and Stimpy are trying to win a time machine in a contest. Then there's cutscenes between levels which tell you how they get the time machine and how they intend to use it. It's all topped off with an ending that actually fits with the story.
What? That is so boring. Let's look at those cutscenes again. Once again, your cutscenes are portrayed all in text. At least Sega has pictures to go along with the dialogue.
Yeah, Well, Sega doesn't even have cutscenes in between levels.
Whoa, then what is this?
That's not a cutscene.
Oh, really? It clearly shows Ren and Stimpy walking to the next stage.
That's not a cutscene! With actual cutscenes between certain levels, presentation goes to Nintendo. I hate to break it to you, but I got music from the cartoon show. Music from the game sounds great! I've also got classical music you'd hear on a show.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but I also have music from the cartoon. The TV tunes sound great on Sega. There's also classical music from the show.
I'm sorry to say it, Sega, but I've got to. Sega might have all the right music, but listen to that quality. Can you honestly say Sega sounds better than Super Nintendo? Sega sounds good for a video game, but Super Nintendo sounds just like the TV show. And I hate to kick you while you're down, not really, but Nintendo has voiceovers. Lots of voiceovers.
Joy, you filthy swine! Hey man, Ren, happy?
Well, Sega has voiceovers too.
Happy? Joy!
Well, since my music quality is better...
Wait a minute! We didn't exactly hear all your voiceovers now, and did we? In Super Nintendo, when Ren and Stimpy get hit, they scream! Every time! And every time Stimpy attacks, he screams! This game's sound effects can drive you insane! While Super Nintendo's music is good, the sound effects are so annoying that sound goes to Sega.
Your sound might be better. Let's take a look at Super Nintendo's gameplay. The game plays like a beat-em-up, either 1 or 2 players. You play as Ren and Stimpy fighting various enemies until you reach the end of the stage. You also have different types of weapons you can collect throughout the level, giving you more variety. The other character can even be used as a weapon for some added hilarity.
Variety doesn't matter if it's busted. Let's take a look at Sega's gameplay. Sega's gameplay is different in that it's more like a platformer. It's also 1 or 2 players. And you want some good variety? Ren and Stimpy have a bunch of moves. You only have 3 buttons, but depending on which way you hold the D-pad, it gives you different moves. Some levels even change up gameplay with different vehicles.
That's not impressive. I'll show you vehicles. Super Nintendo has a time machine. A time machine! The time machine levels play like a flight sim, giving you even more variety.
That might be cool, but the controls on the time machine are awful. Trying navigating through one of these levels is more luck than skill. So frustrating.
That's because you're bad at everything! Even without the time machine, Super Nintendo has more variety. There's also mini-games. Every time you find a log, you get to play hilarious versions of old arcade classics like Space Invaders, Asteroids, and even Pac-Man. Eat your heart out, Billy Mitchell.
Those Those aren't hilarious. They just look like old classics and replaced everything with logs. How is that funny?
You were saying?
Nicely done. But Super Nintendo doesn't even have passwords. The Sega game is short, but it still has password. Super Nintendo is very long and doesn't have passwords. Unless you want to play one of those mini games. Getting through the Super Nintendo game without a password is an impossible equation of frustration.
You want frustration? Look at your game. On 2-player mode, the characters actually share a life bar. Talk about a ruiner of friendship. Super Nintendo has the sense to have 2 separate life bars. Super Nintendo is clearly a better game. Let's play. You'll see.
No, I don't want to. I'll just get mad.
No, you won't. Scout's honor.
Okay. Alright, what is this? Something about getting 47 million proofs of purchase, whatever. Let's do this.
Cause the gamers, and they love to play the game. Because they're gamers, and they love to play the game.
And we beat that boss.
Yeah! Hey, wait, what? Game over?
Oh, because we only got 38, and it says 47. Hey, don't get mad. You've only got yourself to blame for not paying attention. Let's play again.
Fine.
Cause the gamers, and they love to play the game. Because they're gamers, and they love to play the game.
Alright, we got 57 now. We're definitely good.
Yeah, you're... Wait, what? We got 57. Why does it say game over? Last time I checked, 57 is more than 47.
Oh, I see. It's so obvious. We have to get exactly 47.
What? That's ridiculous.
Hey! This is a great challenge to get exactly 47. Come on, let's do this.
Cause the gamers, and they love to play the game. Because they're gamers, and they love to play the game.
Alright, we beat the guy, and we have exactly 47. We are good.
See? Wasn't that a great challenge?
I mean, I guess it is kind of interesting. I just wish they told it... What? Game over? 47? But we only got 47? What do we gotta do? We got less than 47, so that can't be it. We got more than 47, so that can't be it. Now, we got exactly 47. And last time I checked, that is, 47. What is wrong with your game?
Oh, turns out you need at least 65.
65? Why would they say 47 if you need 65? Why couldn't your stupid game just say 65?
Because it's funny?
No, it's not! You know what else isn't funny? The fact that this game has a good and a bad ending depending on how much money you make. If you don't make enough, you get the bad ending. The worst part is nowhere throughout the game do they tell you you need to make a certain amount of money. You just figure it out from playing. This means a lot of hard work that amounts to nothing but a game over screen. Frustrating. You have to start all the way from the beginning because you can't use a password. Frustrating. This game never tells you exactly what you're supposed to do. You just have to figure it out. Frustrating. How can gameplay possibly go to Nintendo? For pretty much being the lesser of two evils, gameplay goes to Sega. Now that we've looked at both games, there can be only one winner. That winner is Sega Genesis. While both games have many faults, Sega Genesis is the better game. Super Nintendo might have slightly better graphics and presentation, but it has an absurd use of sound effects and frustrating gameplay. Trying to beat the Super Nintendo game is a test in sanity I wouldn't recommend for the faint of heart. The game is more frustrating than it needs to be. The Sega Genesis game isn't great either, but you won't find yourself mad over things that could have been easily corrected. Best Ren and Stimpy game goes Sega.